What if the ultimate power for good was the ultimate tool for evil? Imagine this. You're a loser high school senior, no girlfriend, no hope, no maidens, and one night, a mysterious hypnosis app installs itself on your phone. It's an app that lets you control anyone. Your deepest, darkest fantasy is now a button press away. What's the first thing you do? Now also imagine what happens when that fantasy forces you to confront a reality more painful than you ever imagined. And that's the hook. You got a premise fit for a villain, and yet it twisted into a story about an accidental hero. Hello, I'm Pirate Monkey, professional screenwriter, and today we're doing a deep dive into one of the most tonally ambitious manga I've encountered. I want to live the harem life of my dreams with the Hypnosis app I got. Crazy title. As you can probably guess by that long title, it is based off of a light novel. And the light novel is written by Mion, and this manga has been adapted and illustrated by Sakura Yoru. This series takes what should be trash, and by trash I mean like just straight up hentai trash, and yet it somehow turns it into a story about empathy, trauma, and redemption. So let's break down why it actually works. So meet Kai, a lonely high school senior who spends his time reading manga about hypnosis apps. Then one day, boom, life imitates art, and Kai discovers he has a real hypnosis app on his phone. And after testing it on his sister, and yeah, that sentence sounds weird, but trust me, nothing perverted happens. He doesn't use her to do any crazy poses or anything like that. He just makes her do like goofy poses, like spin around and hop on one foot and stuff like that. Anyways, he uses it on his sister, and he realizes that not only does the app work, but it also wipes the victim's memories clean afterwards. So, what do you think this virgin's first thoughts are upon discovering this power? It's pretty much what any hormonal, frustrated teenager in a manga might think. I'm going to create a harem. Big shock. So our boy is ready to dive into full hentai protagonist mode, and that's when the twist kicks in. Every girl he targets has a secret, a wound, a story that blindsides him. Instead of becoming a scumbag, he ends up playing therapist, fixer, and the accidental hero. So his first target is the popular, beautiful Gyaru, Isaka Matsuri. He hypnotizes her, leads her to her room, and commands her to undress. But as she does, he sees the self-harm scars on her arms. And this is where the story pivots. Instead of proceeding, he asks, "What happened to you?" She reveals a story of betrayal, isolation, and parental abandonment. Basically, she had this boy that was her childhood friend. They ended up starting the dates. She thought they were in love. Turns out that he was cheating on her. And he not only broke up with her, but he also told the parents that she's the one that caused the breakup because she couldn't fully understand him and his needs. And the parents, since they also grew up around this kid and they saw how great he was, they believed him over her. And that leads her to harming herself. And when Kai sees this, instead of doubling down on the creepiness, he makes a surprising choice. He decides to help. He comforts her. He uses the app to force her ex-boyfriend to confess the truth to her parents, and he gives her a path to healing. And here's the twist that makes the whole thing. While the Hypnosis app erases the memory, it doesn't erase the feeling. So Isaka is instinctively drawn to Kai the next day because his kindness left an emotional imprint on her. And this little detail is the engine that allows a story to have romantic and emotional payoffs without justifying the whole mind control thing, because that's still pretty weird. And just when you think you know the formula, the manga throws you a curveball with Kai's next target. And her story is even darker. So the second target is a girl named Saika Agutsuma, or as the kids call her, Jamiko. And Jamiko is basically an informal Japanese term used to refer to a girl with an appearance or a personality that is considered plain, unassuming, or dull. I'm pretty sure you can kind of guess where this is going. Anyways, Kai targets her because he thinks quiet girls are secretly kinky. But once he hypnotizes her, he discovers bruises on her legs from her abusive alcoholic father. Her trauma is different, not romantic heartbreak. It's years of her dad grinding down her self-worth. Father has told her she's worthless, that she should disappear, that she would be better off not being alive, and she's starting to believe him. So now we have a contrast in issues, where Isaka's problem was external. Messy breakup, social pressure, issue with her parents. And because her problem was mostly external, her solution was mostly external as well, fixing the lie with her parents. Jamiko's problem, on the other hand, that's all internal. Years of abuse wrecking her self-esteem. The solution has to be internal first. Kai can't just go and hypnotize her dad like he did with Isaka's ex. I mean, yeah, the abuse would stop, but the damage has already been done. Kai understands this. So his solution here is different. He doesn't just hypnotize the abuser. First, he gives Jamiko what she desperately needs: validation. He orders her to hug him and tells her she's soft, warm, and that he needs her. For the first time, someone is telling her she has worth. Not only that, but then he enlists Isaka's help to be Jamiko's friend. A real, genuine social connection. The app is a catalyst, but the healing comes from human connection. It shows some maturity in both Kai's character and the story's formula. Structurally, it's kind of genius. You go in bracing for something gross, but the story keeps flipping it into empathy. The power of the app is never the focus, the emotional consequence is. So this pretty much sets the formula for the entire series. Kai sets out to be a predator, but his fundamental decency always wins out. He keeps finding girls with deep-seated problems, and his hypnosis app becomes a bizarre tool for therapy and justice. Instead of giving into his lusts, Kai ends up untangling these girls' lives. And that's why this manga works. It takes the creepiest premise imaginable, and it flips it. Kai works as a protagonist because the story establishes his inherent decency early on. His internal monologue might be perverted, and even some of his initial actions are creepy and kind of messed up. I'm not going to be defending him on that. But when faced with real pain, he's consistently shown to be compassionate. The point the author is making is simple. Your fantasies don't define you. Your choices when faced with real pain do. So, I want to live the harem life of my dreams with the hypnosis app I got. It's more than its provocative title. It's a surprisingly thoughtful exploration of trauma and the different forms healing can take. It takes a villain's premise, slaps a hero's heart on it, and ends up with a story that's dramatic, heartfelt, and maybe kind of wholesome. Alright, maybe not exactly wholesome. I don't know if I can go that far. But it's not as creepy as it could be. Let's just leave it at that. So I love the idea of basically taking a scumbag hentai plotline and flipping it into a dramedy about hurt, comfort, and healing. The artwork is fantastic. There's plenty of fan service. But at its core, this is a story about empathy winning over desire, with a lot of suggestive panels thrown in as well. So, have you read a manga that totally flips expectations? Something that looks like trash or cliche on its surface, but actually turns out to be pretty deep? Drop your recommendations in the comments, because I love finding hidden gems like this. And if you're curious about this one, I highly recommend checking it out. Links are in the description below. And if you're new here, this channel is all about diving into the weirdest, wildest manga you've probably never heard of. Kind of niche series that completely fly under the radar, often never getting officially translated. So hit the subscribe button, because if you thought manga was already weird, trust me, it only gets stranger from here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still want to thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next one is more to your liking. With that said, thank you once again, and I hope you guys and gals have a good one. Later.